What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pig. Now, we haven't talked a whole lot about what's coming to the game here shortly, and we really need to. So, like, this is like, honestly, the big week. You need to be paying the most attention right now to what you're doing and to what you're summoning on. Now, there are 3 banners up here right now, and I'll be honest with you, as much as I really do want to max out my Festabelle, there's something coming that you need to be aware of that honestly deserves way more of your attention. So let's kind of talk about that real quick. So before we get into banners, let's talk about the upcoming schedules, just because this is going to be really pertinent to what's happening later on this month. So upcoming schedules, basically every 2 weeks, we're getting new battle arenas, new abyssal explorations. We kind of know that. Magic Stone Scramble resets every month. So we have a few of those left. We have, literally, we're in the third to last one right now. We'll get one next month, and then September will be the final one. Uncharted Battlefield, we have a new one coming up on the 16th that's running till the 30th, and then there's 2 more after that, and then that's done as well. United Final Battle, we are currently in Season 7. Season 8 will be happening at the end of this month, and there will be a Season 9 that runs from basically near the end, the 20th of September, or 20th of August, to the end of, basically till sunset. So, all those are a thing, right? All those good. I think honestly we're at the point where with all of these events, if you have the Festa, Festa Artemis, you're set. You're absolutely set. In fact, we did last night on stream. We did some raids, and even though technically it does favor the water teams, the combination of my A0 Festa Allen with my A0 Festa Ryu with my completely maxed out, best as she's ever gonna get, level 100 A5 Artemis, we roasted this. Like, there were a couple of them I was just running darn near solo. So you can really get away with just those 3 units, and a lot of these events just destroy them. Just roast them and have fun. So that kind of brings me to the schedule for the upcoming gachas. Because as you know, right now, we just have Festabelle and, Festabelle with the assist Festa Eyes, and then the same Festa that we got for first anniversary last year that includes Harmonia and all that. But there is a banner coming up you need to pay attention to. So, on the 11th, they're dropping a 3-day only Danchro Festa banner. Now, it looks like this is going to include all of the Festas. In fact, they'd be foolish not to. They'd be completely foolish not to. So check out the Festa schedule over there. So, we know that on the 30th, second anniversary kicks off and it runs till sunset. That's it. And at that point in time, we get a free once-a-day gacha campaign. So, yeah, like, easy peasy, everything's going to be there. The final training camps are running at the end of this month as well. So really right now, from the 16th to the 23rd, and we'll talk about that at that point in time, if there's anything we can max out. If not, it is what it is. But, in fact, they really need to unlock it, so those of us sitting with 5, some can actually use our rainbow gems to maybe max a couple units for this final event. But that's neither here nor there. So, basically from the 11th to the 13th, every single selas that you get should go into that Festa banner. You should just go ham. Forget everything else upcoming. Because if you look right here, it says free once a day Battle Chronicle Gacha. All characters, all scene cards included, except event time limited ones. So, will that include Festas? Probably not. Who the heck knows? But you'll get a free once-a-day gacha. You'll get plenty of tickets, as you can see down here. It does not look like, according to this, at least as far as the information that I have, nobody's confirmed it for me. I'm just going to go off the timeline at this point. This is how I'm going to operate. So I'm assuming that there is not going to be a gacha for the upcoming second anniversary event. If there is, it'll probably be everything included here in the second anniversary stuff. Everything coming for this story that's coming up. In fact, if you want to preview the story, we'll talk about that. We'll have a whole thing coming up on that here real soon. But everything that is kind of happening there at the end of the month looks like it's going to be all free to play, which would be really nice. If they had been a little more free to play friendly in the start, this probably would have gone on twice as long or longer. But nevertheless, they made choices. They completely made choices. We will do an entire breakdown and a post-mortem of this game. Mistakes that were made, things they did right, all of that, I think, towards the end. Things we can learn from the failure of this game versus Dan Mimo. I know a lot of you want to, like, dissect that and talk about it. We will do an entire post-mortem of this game once Sunset is over. But for now, it is what it is. So, more to the point, back on topic, the 3-day limited gacha is the one thing you need to be paying attention to. That is the one thing that matters right now. Everything should be there. The units that you need should be there. Festabel has fallen off. Let's be completely fair here. Festabel basically got power crept maybe at like anniversary and a half, I would say. He lasts about 6 months. He's still good, but he's definitely not great. I'm going to put him maybe lower A tier, maybe even B tier in comparison only to other Festa units. So I wouldn't go crazy on that banner. I do like Harmonia. But for me personally, any selas I get after that current event is definitely going into Festabel. But other than that, just go ham on this banner. This is basically the gist of it. Now, if you're like me and you're sitting on just enough selas to kind of like make you thirst for more, there are ways right now to farm selas. Number one, make sure by all means that you are taking advantage of all the gifts and all that stuff that you can achieve in the game. So if we go out here, go to my character, let's actually sort this by CP rank, if we can. There we go. So I've got a bunch of units here, like the 30s and the 20s, but I'm probably sitting on gifts like crazy. So all these SSRs and SRs, let's just go into wealth for argument's sake. Okay, under rewards, if I go up here to level 25 with wealth will give me another 100 selas. That definitely is something I want to do. So let's see if we've got, oh wow. How much will one of these get me? That'll take him to 26. So let's give him one of the big cakes. And that gets me just shy of 25. So I can go in here and just do these. Bam. That's that. Boom. I know those are big rewards to give out, but at the same rate, that's 100 selas. Like, bam, right there. So that be that. So you can go in here and you can upgrade all those units. Also, don't forget your assists are the same way. Go into CP rank. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's grab an SSR this time. So, actually, she's a UR. So when it comes to the URs, you could go all the way up into like the 30s, even up to 35, and get another 100 selas. 40s, another 100 selas. So you could really go crazy on this sucker if you wanted to. So lots of options here. Level 50s, another 100 selas. So it'd be worth going really ham on this sucker. How far do, let's see, SSRs, rewards, let's see here. So as it turns out, the SSRs only go up to CP rank 26 as well. So, like, obviously I've got the one reward with him. I use him a lot just for, certain events. But go in here. Get your URs and your SSRs up to level 25. Get that 100 selas, or say SSRs and SRs up to 25, and see how far you can get a lot of these URs. Now, remember, the cost itself has an incredible drop-off. So, or I say the value itself is an incredible drop-off. So once I get her up to level 25, it costs almost as much to get her to level 30 as it took to get her just from 0 to 25. And then I'd have to get her all the way to 35 to get the next 100. So really, you probably just want to get everybody to 25, see how much further you can go. That would be my recommendation. And then, obviously, come out here, and we'll talk about these coming up here shortly, but in your score attack, which I haven't done very many of, go in here and see what the highest score you can achieve is. You can see I just kind of auto ran a bunch of these just to see what kind of rewards I can get here in this one. But if you can get, I don't think a lot of people are going to get even up to 6,000. I think most people are going to be kind of capped at about 5K. That's just honestly about right for a lot of these, which sucks. When this dropped, I said there was a lot more room in the game to grow. But we'll shop some teams, and we'll talk about each one of these kind of coming up here shortly, because everybody needs to be taking advantage of this and getting as much selas out of the game as you possibly can. Go in this sucker and drain all of the selas you can for the next 6 or 7 days, and then just go hard on that banner. Do not give up. Be relentless. You know. Hit all of the events. Hit the United Final Battle here for the next couple of days. I still have a lot of growth in there that I've got to do. Don't spend selas on it. That's normally I'd say do it and get your rewards. Don't spend selas on that. Go in here to Abyssal Exploration. I don't think this actually gives selas rewards, but still take advantage of all of that. Go crazy, because it's super worth right now. And then obviously do the current events, which I shamefully have not done, but any rewards. I haven't done my Familia damage. We'll have to do that here shortly. Any rewards you can get, absolutely worthwhile. I wouldn't even care about score or all that stuff. I would just go ham on everything that's in the game right now and drain that selas ASAP. That's the gist of this. And then when that banner drops, we will talk about it. I will dump all my selas into it. I will have just about enough free to play to go all the way from start to finish on one full rotation. And hopefully they increase the rates. I kind of doubt it, but it would be really, really, really nice if they did. So there you guys go. That's what's coming. That's what you need to know. Like, share, subscribe. We've got a lot more coming up. I do have a plan. We're going to keep Danmachi content going, even though we don't have any games incoming. We have some of the older games which we'll be playing. We'll be doing a whole post-mortem on the games. And we'll be covering a lot more lore-based stuff in the aftermath of this game, which is going to give me more time to do that. We talked about it last night, and I'll do a whole breakdown of the schedule and all that is coming. But as far as just lore of the game goes, we will probably go to a much reduced schedule. We used to do several videos a day. We will probably do only a handful of videos a week, but it'll be more lore driven, light novels, manga, all that stuff. We've got Wisteria coming out tomorrow and all that good stuff. So, you know, there is life after this game, but you know, it'll give me more time to do reading and catching up on a lot of the stuff that I just haven't been doing because the game takes so much time. So we're gonna get into some of the actual meat and potatoes of the story, not just this stuff. But I've got to go work on the archive. Make sure you guys subscribe to stay up to date, and I'll be back real soon with more Danmachi, regardless of whether or not we have a gacha.